But I remember somebody once saying to me, as a man, and he's like, you should, on your podcast, tell men that they should cry more. And I said, why would I tell them that? He's like, it's good to cry. A weak man in that sense. And I said, well, if men are good decision makers, if they are truly a good decision maker, what will happen is he'll only cry out of circumstantial reasons, like there's a death in a family or something like that. Every other stress in his life, he will be able to problem solve. He doesn't need to sit there and need to crying over it. He'll get on with problem solving. What's happened in this day and age, the men are so bad at problem solving, so bad at decision making, that they lean into women to do it for them. Yeah, and the main reason is when they didn't grow up admiring their father. Even if he was admirable, they just learned this distaste. It's kind of a common theme. A lot of men, like for example, in the Eastern culture, my dad would say, oh, you know, my dad used to beat me, blah, 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 this, that, and the other with a stick, and this, that. I have scars here. He was the best man ever. They would to describe how they got all this trauma and abuse, but they had this level of respect for their fathers, because they assumed that that's what made them disciplined. That's what made them the man they are today. In this day and age, every form of punishment they received as a child, they're like, that's why I am so broken. That's why I'm so traumatized. They're looking for excuses rather than looking for like to become a better person. So I think the reason why the men have broken down so much is they've disconnected with their father's masculinity. They're always looking for an explanation for their poor behavior. They're saying it's because of this trauma and that trauma, and they're terrible decision makers. They just can't make decisions. They rely on women. They'll even say to women, where do you want to go eat? When should we go out? It's up to the woman to decide when we get married. The woman should decide when we make it official. Why are you leaving it in a woman's hands? Everything should be in your hands. Why is a woman putting pressure on you when to propose? You should be like, okay, we need to get married. We need to sort this out. We need to start a family. They've stopped being able to make responsible decisions. And as a result, they've lost their masculinity.